WC, here with you again. It's SWK258 on swkdbzproductions. Now, I'm sorry, neither me or Robbie have made a video in a while. I've been busy with camping, and we've been sort of incompetent on making reviews of stuff. But today, as you can tell from the title, I wanted to make a video about John Cena. You know, Cena, I personally think that his gimmick is trash, and I don't like the whole Superman thing that WWE is trying to put him over as being. He's not the best in the world. I'll admit that. But when you get down to it, the one thing you have to admit at the end of the day is that John Cena can wrestle. Now, in a lot of his matches, people are saying that they're shit, and they notice him calling out matches, like telling his opponents what to do next, whether it's in the Royal Rumble or in singles matches or in no DQ matches or whatever. He's calling out like moves, like what his opponents should do, like telling them what to do. And this isn't really signifying that he's incompetent and he tends to botch a lot, which everybody does once in a while anyway, but that's implying that he cares. He cares about the quality of the match. He cares about impressing the people. He cares about wrestling in general. He is the face of the company for a reason. He would have been brought up from OVW. I liked his gimmick in OVW. He was pretty good in OVW, Ohio Valley Wrestling. And, they wouldn't have brought him up to WWE today if he was not talented back then, which he still is. Sure, I've seen some of his matches that are, pretty shitty, but, who doesn't have shitty matches once in a while? And now they're saying he has 5 moves of doom. Well, when you notice, watching Friday Night SmackDown or Monday Night Raw, a lot of the big stars are doing that. Almost anybody's doing that. The Great Khali, Evan Bourne, Triple H, Randy Orton, even freaking Daniel Bryan, they're not shitting on them for doing any of that. And even if the storylines are bad, he's just doing what he's told. He's a worker. He's good at what he does. And he's also selling moves, and even if he did have 5 moves of doom or whatever you want to call it, he actually has been expanding his moveset, if you would notice. Before 2011, I've never seen him do a drop kick. And also he's bringing back that leg drop thing he used to do. And those are pretty good moves. So he is a good wrestler, and he is definitely improving. And even for the storylines, I've never been a fan of John Cena storylines. Well, sometimes I have, but ones we've seen in recent months or years or whatever, they always haven't been the best. But the one with him and CM Punk was phenomenal. You have to admit that. Such hype, such overall raw emotion. You got to admire that. You got to admire that. And now they're saying that people carry Cena in all his matches. Guys like CM Punk, Rey Mysterio. Well, I know many people have said this before in the YWC, but it takes 2 people to make a match. It's not one person. Let's say you're watching a sporting event, okay? Let's say you're watching a baseball game, and it's the Red Sox versus the Yankees. I'm a Red Sox fan. Sorry about that, any people in New York. And people will say, hey, did you see that Red Sox game? But when you're watching wrestling, you don't say, hey, did you see that Edge match? Hey, did you see that, Shawn Michaels match? Hey, did you see that Undertaker match? Hey, did you see that Rock match, that Stone Cold match, that John Cena match, that CM Punk match, that Rey Mysterio match? Hey, they don't say that. They say, hey, did you see that Rey Mysterio versus John Cena match? Hey, did you see that Kurt Angle versus Edge match? Hey, did you see that Rock versus Stone Cold Steve Austin match? Hey, did you see that Shawn Michaels versus Undertaker match? Both people have to contribute to the match. If one person contributes 100% and the other person doesn't do shit, then that's not a match. That's a friggin' squash match at best. People have to work hard, to make a good quality match. That's what they're doing, and they're earning their money as far as I'm concerned. But a lot of this, a lot of what's happening in this situation is people jumping on the bandwagon. For the past like year or so, or however long it's been, I'm kind of new to the YWC, so I wouldn't know. People have been constantly shitting on John Cena, constantly, and now even that he's improving, people are still shitting on him. You know what that's all about is, it's a mentality of jump on my bus or I'm gonna run you over. Translating that, you know, join us or I'm gonna shit on you as well. People are scared for defending their non-existent reputations on the internet, and you know, they're just acting like trolls. You know, they're shitting on Cena because that's what everybody else is doing. They're, you know, shitting on people for having differing opinions, and like they'll dislike a video before they even see it, or they'll leave a negative comment seemingly for no reason, just trying to defend the fact that they think, you know, it's all very complicated. But you know, I'm pretty big on non-conforming myself. I mean, with my hair, you know, growing it out long. Not a lot of people do that these days, and I'm all for expressing my opinion. Obviously, you can tell that since I'm putting a video out there, you know, admiring John Cena, complimenting John Cena. I know I'm gonna get hate for it, but I honestly don't care because this is me, and if people don't like that, that's honestly too bad. And you know, it's honestly all bullshit that people are shitting on Cena just because other people are doing it. And now, you know, they're saying he can't wrestle. He's improving, and he can wrestle. You can't be an 11-time world champion and not be able to wrestle. I've not been the biggest fan of his gimmick. I've not been the biggest fan of this whole Superman thing. I've not been a fan of the childish, you know, cheesy PG promos that he's put on in recent years. But, you know, he's been improving. He's been improving in his storylines, in his character, in everything. And at the end of the day, the one thing that sticks with him through all that is that he is a good wrestler. Thank you for watching, everybody. Please comment, rate, subscribe to swkdbzproductions. Just hit that button up there. Leave me a comment, let me know what you think. Let the hate fly, as they say. Subscribe to SWK258 for the greater good. Subscribe to DBZness. You can do that fat free now. And peace.